All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday evening community call. I'm your co-host, Robin, along with Gregory, and we have a few special guests this evening. And we get together on Monday night as a community to give updates, to celebrate people, to do some training. And we are starting something very special this evening. We are starting a book club. This is our very first one, and it is part of John Maxwell's major collection of books. Many of you, most of you probably know John Maxwell. Many of you got to see him in person or watch him virtually. And John Maxwell is an icon in our world right now. He's written 80 books. He said he's got 13 more coming. And he is a leadership guru. And I think most of you know that is my background. So I was especially excited to hear him. And it was so wonderful. It wasn't just inspiring. He gave us very practical things to work with. And he's written this fabulous book. It's called The Power of Five for Network Marketing. And so what we're going to be doing over the next 5 weeks is having several of our leaders come on board to go through each of one of these five powers. So a little bit about John is he's never written a book for an industry before network marketing. And when he was starting to speak, he started speaking to network marketing companies. By now, he's spoken to over 100 of them, many, many, many times all over the world. And he noticed something very special about the people in the audience. And we know what that is, but it's people that are showing up to work on themselves, people that are showing up to make a difference in people's lives, and people that want to really, truly design their own life. And you hear us talk many times about how network marketing is a personal development program with a compensation plan. And he just became fascinated. And then he started studying the profession. And then he started reaching out to some of the top leaders and created an ambassador group. And out of that came this book. And there are treasures in this book. When I got it, I kind of devoured it. And I haven't read the whole thing, but I've definitely been through the whole thing. And he says, you have the power to be successful. This book will help you harness it. And, you know, network marketing is so full of opportunity. And sadly, so many people quit before it happens, like the acres of diamonds. It could be right there in front of you, and they just miss it. And so what he's done is he's, you know, distilled from working with these great leaders and in network marketing to distill the 5 things that if you consistently do these 5 things every single day, they will change your life and change your business. And he talks about that all the time. It's not about just changing your life, it's changing the lives of others. He talks about significance and giving value. And we have an opportunity with no limits for anyone from any background to be successful. So what we're going to do this evening, we're going to start out with power number 1, which is growth. And we have 2 special guests with us this evening. We have 2 of our directors. We have Adele Good and we have Jennifer Allen. And what they're going to do is they're going to start, and each week we're going to have other leaders come on board and go through one of the different powers. Now, we have the link to order the book. It's through his website. You're not required to have the book. I highly recommend you have the book because I think you'll get tremendous value of it. It's a little book, but it is a powerful book. And I am thrilled that he has done this for all of us. And you're going to hear a lot of the things that you've heard from us before. And he, you know, consistency is the key. And what he left all of us with is picking your own power of 5 for your own life, what you want to do in your life to move forward and be consistent every single day. And he identified these 5 powers that if you do them in your network marketing business, you will be successful. How long it's going to take, we don't know. And you hear Gregory say often, you know, it's not magical, it's mathematical. So anybody can do it. And so now I want to bring on, I guess, Adele, are you coming first?
I'm not saying, hi, this is Gregory, and Jennifer Allen. If you're there, please raise your hand so I can find you and promote you out.
So
But I see Adele is here now, so
okay, so we'll let Adele get started, and we have this is a very special woman. For those of you, you're going to get to know her more and more and more. We were blessed to have her stay with us and take care of our animals, and we had some wonderful time together. And I'm inspired by this woman. She lives by spirit. She is guided. She goes to amazing places all over the world, and she is a woman of service, as both of these women are. So I'm going to turn things over to you, Adele, to get started, and then Jen will be on soon.
Thank you, Robin. And I love you so much. You and Gregory feel so blessed to be part of this team. I have to say, first of all, Robin, when you held up this book, this is like 5x7, y'all. It looked like it was this about a 10 or I don't know, it looks huge. And it is. It's amazing. This tiny little book. The first 2 pages had me just riveted. But I'm going to speak about, I'm going to speak about in the growth section, there are actually 10 different environments. And I'm just going to speak about one. And you kind of led into that, Robin. Getting out of your comfort zone is the one I'm going to speak about. So I want to ask, when was the last time you did something for the first time? Think about that. The very first time. And we know that if most of the time when we do something for the first time, it's a little scary. So what John talks about is the importance of having your tree shaken to actually, he says it's important to have, to get comfortable outside of yourself, outside of your comfort zone. And to change, stretch, learn, and improve. And we all know that direct marketing or network marketing is all about self-improvement, which is wonderful. And when John spoke at the meeting, at the convention, he shared how the group of network marketing people is just so amazing. We're full of energy. We want to be there. We're not an employee that's being paid to be there or has to be there. So it's a fabulous book, but we want to get outside of our comfort zone. So think of a rubber band. The only value in a rubber band is when it's stretched. It's not good to anybody when it's not. So stretching makes us more valuable as well. And the areas we can actually stretch for ourselves in network marketing are our abilities and our giftedness. He talks about these being our strengths. And I'm going to share a little bit more out of the book, and then I'll explain something. But here we go. I'm sorry.
While you're looking for that, John talks about stretching a lot, and he talks about stretching on your strengths, which I love. So continue on.
Okay, thank you. That's exactly right. Thank you. When you stretch in the area of your strengths, you will be challenged. And when you stretch in the area of your weakness, you'll be intimidated. And John talked about, I love this. He said, if you ask him to speak in front of 10,000 people, no problem. It's his strength. But you ask him to dance in front of those same 10,000 people, that's a problem. That's a weakness for him. So it's a fun, the book is full of really fun analogies and different comparisons and things. The other area that we can stretch is for important choices. And those would be things that we can change to make a positive difference, such as our attitude, our priorities, our friends, and our self-discipline. And Robin, you touched on my traveling, and I thought that's when Jennifer and I were speaking about what are we going to talk about in this great chapter. She said, you ought to talk about this because, and I thought she's right. So in 2014, I got the message to stretch and to sell everything in Dallas. I had a thriving company and my life was really good. But I was called to leave the United States to follow my passion, which is sacred sites. And that's what took me to Montana to see Gregory and Robin, because we went to some great sites up there, the Montana megaliths. But in doing that, I left the United States very quickly and had sold everything and lived in Europe and excavated pyramids and then moved all around the world. And definitely what I learned in that, when you don't really know what you're doing, I just listen to spirit, is that every 3 to 6 months, I had to leave that country because we're only allowed visas for 3 to 6 months most of the time. So every 3 to 6 months for 7 straight years, I was constantly having to get a new visa or figure out a place to go and move because of the visa. So it really stretched me. And I know that it made me better in network marketing, which is wonderful because I'm really very comfortable at traveling and even walking into environments that are totally different. So I want to really challenge you and encourage you to figure out what it is that you can do that gets you out of your comfort zone. You don't have to sell everything and move across the world. although you may, it's a great way to live, but you might just kind of think about in network marketing, maybe what group you can reach out to, or what's out of your comfort zone and what you can do. So that was my part of the presentation. And Robin, take it away. Or Jen, if you're there.
Yeah, Jen will be here in just a second. She's getting on right now. And I just want to reiterate what you said, because what you did is you stretched big time, but you did it because you felt safe. You had some kind of faith that knew you were going to land on your feet and you were going to be fine. Not everyone has that level of faith, but in our profession, what's so beautiful is we have a safe place for people to grow. We have a safe place for people to do things they've never done before. And that's so much of what happens. And it's my love and my passion is to witness and just watching people blossom in front of our eyes from wherever they are. So Jen, we're going to turn things over to you. We're glad. Thank you. I know it was a little rough technologically, but you are here. So take a deep breath and all is well.
Thank you. So you've opened up already and you've started with discussing the power yet or not? PowerPoint?
Yes. Adele has gone. It's your turn. Yep.
Oh gosh, Adele. Okay. Hi, Bia. Okay. So I got excited when I read this first chapter on growth because it was I had been handing out and giving away for many years the Maxwell's book on failing forward. And I'm a therapist, and so I would use that always, that example. And then I use it in my own life with my business because I believed I learned something every time something didn't grow or happen right. So they call it growth, but for me, it might be, with my Skin Wisdom business, I had a lot of different instances where something might go wrong. And I actually had people come in and try to take over a company and stuff like that. But anyway, I wrote down every time that happened. I remember doing it like 11 different times, things that had happened that weren't what I thought were good, and found a real gift out of every single time that happened. And so for me, I identified a lot with what he was explaining, because growth came, as he said, it doesn't just happen, it has to be intentional. But growth itself, if you take it and even the negative, make it into a positive, you learn from it, but also you go in a direction that is stronger. So for me, to learn.
Did Jen freeze?
I think so.
Oh dear.
I hope it wasn't us.
No, it's not. I'm talking.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. Am I there?
You're good. You're here
Yeah.
now. Good. Yep.
Gosh,
You're back.
I'm
You're
so
back.
sorry. Anyway, he was saying it's a silent investment. It doesn't speak up. But truth is, if you really learn from everything, positive and negative, that has happened as you go forward in a project, it's going to help you grow. And I don't know how to better put it than that. And that's what he did. So being challenged isn't a negative, it's a positive. Does that make sense? But that's the way I feel. So anyway, I know I'm supposed to speak for 7 minutes, but
Your speaker, as long if you're done, that's fine. That
yeah,
was
like being really flipping. I call it flipping it. And I remember telling that to Adele. I as a therapist, I teach you can stay in the house of fear or the house of love. And so for me, it'd be staying in the house of love, but taking what hasn't been such a positive and flipping it into a from a negative to a positive, and it works.
Well, thank you so much for that. You reminded me of one of my earlier managers. I was working with the Michael Gerber organization, and she said, every day I wake up in fear, and I have a choice every day. Am I going to use that fear to contract, or am I going to use it to expand?
Love it.
And
Yes.
we have that choice every day in this business to, we're stretching all the time. And there's a
Mhm.
great quote from John. He says, learning and earning cannot be separated in this business. How much you earn is determined by how much you learn. So
Mm.
there's so many gems in here, you guys. I mean, I'm just
Yes.
like my
Oh, yeah.
highlighter's having a
mine
good
too.
time, and my highlighter and my post-its, and
Yeah.
so thank you guys so much for setting us up on our 5-week first ever book club, and we're excited to hear from several of our leaders on this. And this is a very, very special book. There are so many gems in here. This is one of those small but mighties. It looks little, but it's really, really big. So Gregory, what would you like to share?
Well, I love the fact that, this is the first industry John has written for. He's just written for the world, for people. But network marketers are a different cut. We're entrepreneurs, and we get to earn while we learn, as you said. But I'm reminded of a phrase, I'm not sure who said it, but that which ceases to grow soon ceases to be. And if you're not willing to grow, if you're not willing, and someone said, don't try and push people outside their comfort zone, just stretch it. Get as far out there as you can, pick up that phone one more time and, call somebody on your chicken list. But no, you got to grow. And reading books is a great way to do it. Attending webinars like this is a great way to do it. Mentoring is a great way to do it. Find a leader and follow, and you'll become one. So I just think grow is a good cornerstone, and I can't wait for the next 4 weeks.
All right. I heard from one of our leaders today, and he was on our call last Thursday when we started talking about the different personality styles and profiles and colors, and it changed his life. As he was in a profession that wasn't about personal growth. And so he is just so excited. When you get a new tool like this, it's really fun, and just embrace it. Like what Gregory said, when you're growing, you want to grow to a place that is outside your comfort zone a little. If you go too far, you're going to snap back and contract. So that's the beauty of what we hope to provide in our community, is a safe place. We all make mistakes. We're all human. And the beauty is, like Jennifer said so wonderfully, is, every time we do that, we grow from it. And what a gift that is. And it does translate. And you've heard me say many times from Jim Rohn, work twice as hard on yourself as you do on your business, because you are your business.
Now, somebody asked what book. I'm just going to bring back up the newsletter, and I hope everyone is subscribed to our Live Younger newsletter. And this is the book. It's John Maxwell, The Power of 5 for Network Marketing. And today we're talking about growth, and we're going to go into connection, mindset, leadership, and significance. And you can just click there. If you're not getting the newsletter, you can just go to liveyoungernewsletter.com and subscribe. Or you can have your enroller, one of your leaders, forward you the newsletter. If you scroll all the way to the bottom and you click on that little blue button, you'll magically be added to the newsletter. But this is where it's all coming from. So I just want to make sure everyone knew how to get the book. And it's only $15. Probably costs half as much for freight as it does for the book. I'm not sure how much the shipping is, but it's worth its weight in gold, because, John he's collaborated with top network marketers around the world. So this is not him just pulling it out of the sky. He's pulling it out of the conscious experience of some of the greatest network marketers in the industry. So this is a wealth of knowledge in a small little book, as you pointed out, Adele.
Great. Thank you guys so much. And
Mhm.
we will have two more of our leaders next week for connection. And remember, Gregory talks about our job in this business is to get them in, keep them in, and move them along. So we
Mm.
want to help move people along in the business. But if we work on ourselves, it reflects in our business. And our top leaders are absolute proof for that. And, we've talked about our grow model, and we can get into that another time, but we have so many wonderful tools to support each and every one of you to grow into your potential and truly design the dream lifestyle that you'd love to have. Okay, so I guess we're ready to move on, Henny.
Yeah, let me just mention that next week, it's an interesting week because here in the States, I know you Canadians beat us to the punch. You already had Thanksgiving up there. We're celebrating Thanksgiving next Thursday. So we're not going to have a Thursday morning call, but we're going to have a special call Wednesday evening. It's going to be a connection call. So next Monday, on our Monday evening call, we're going to go through chapter 2, and we have two of our top field leaders going to be covering it, like Adele and Jen Allen just did for power number 1. Power number 2 is connection. And so we'll have two of our leaders. I don't have the list in front of me. I'm not sure, Robin, if you remember who's teaching next week, but I'm sure it's going to be great. But our special surprise gift for you is next Wednesday evening, same time, same channel, okay, on Live Younger Zoom. We have JJ Genevieve Joshua is going to be talking to us about heart-to-heart connection and how to pull that together, pulling the, what we learned at the conference, pulling what Genevieve has been teaching for 35 years in her private coaching practice and tying it into John Maxwell week number 2 in connection. So that's going to be very exciting. And we'll be sending out information about that very soon. So I just wanted to put that little plug in there for our dear friend JJ that, she's definitely going to help us better understand how to develop heart-to-heart connections with people we're in business with. And as like I like to say, our goal is to develop long-term, mutually rewarding relationships. We could probably add to that long-term heart-to-heart relationships. So stay tuned for next week and get the book if you can. And I hope you enjoyed tonight. So thanks very much, Adele. Thanks very much, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank
See ya.
you. Great.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's shift gears here and move. There's a few other things we wanted to cover in our news.
By the way, there's just a lot of good stuff going on in the chat. So thank you everyone for contributing in the chat, because you guys, it's all about all of us, and your wisdom, sharing your wisdom makes such a difference. And that's really what John's about, is making a difference in other people's lives. And that's the beauty of this profession. So.
Wow. And Rowena says shipping to Canada for Power 5 is $15.75. It's more than the cost of the book. Sorry about that. Whoops. But yeah, this is great. So let's talk about this week. We have the convention replay available for you there. You can click on the link in the newsletter, or you can cut and paste that. It's available for 30 days. So another couple of weeks, it'll be available. And the Korean launch, November 1st, the office opened. This week, the Korean comp plan is being released. Going to be the same as the basic plan here in the States. And the Korean website is going to be turned on, but not for sponsoring and enrolling, only for informational purposes. So if any of you have any interest in Korea or have any Korean contacts, now's the time to sow some seeds. We'll see where it goes. But this week, we have a lot of juicy stuff happening. You want to talk about tomorrow night, Robin?
I love to talk about tomorrow night. This is someone we've been wanting to have on our Tuesday night testimonial Tuesday call. She is an absolute gem. If you don't know her, you're going to be thrilled to get to know her. She is absolutely a woman with a huge heart. Dr. Pam Lewin is an MD, and she has done so much good for so many people that have been underserved in their medical world and in life. And she is a gift to all of us. So she's going to be our healthcare practitioner tomorrow evening, and bring your stories. The first part of the call is Testimonial Tuesday. And so we share in the beginning, then Dr. Pam and I will interface for a little bit, and then it's your opportunity to ask questions. So we look forward to hearing from you tomorrow night with your stories. And the stories today were great, and you guys can share them again tomorrow night if you want. But we'll always have some wonderful stories for you to inspire you to share with other people.
Great. And then Wednesday, once a month, the company has a business connect. There's 2 LifeWave Connects every month on Wednesday, and one is product training, the other is a business webinar. So this Wednesday at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific time zone. It's live at 11 a.m. many times. Sometimes it's pre-recorded, but you always want to avail yourself of this, and then a replay at 6 p.m. So that's going to be upcoming.
Yeah, what we didn't put in the newsletter, but I did put it in our Facebook group last Wednesday, the opposite Wednesday of LifeWave Connect. There's always a once a month new member training. And I should put that in the newsletter. The link is in our Facebook group. I recommend everyone attend it at least once and invite all of your new people, because then you're going to know what they've learned. And there's a lot of great information on there, everything from what is a why, and what are your first goals, and a little back office training, all kinds of wonderful resources. Garrett did a fabulous job. I always like to listen to that, so I know what I'm sending my new people to. So please attend that so you know what it is and get all your new people there. Okay.
Great. Then every Thursday morning, we have a business chat where we have some ongoing training, and the subjects vary. And I guarantee it'll be worth your time. And all of these calls are recorded and available in liveyoungeryoutube.com. So tonight's call will be loaded up tomorrow sometime. And usually within 24 hours, each of these calls is available in the YouTube channel. But it's also available in our liveyoungerfb.com, liveyoungerfacebook.com, which is our private Facebook group. And we're broadcasting live to Facebook right now. And when we hang up,
Facebook.
Hi, Facebook. When we hang up shortly after, it's available for immediate replay. So if someone misses this live call, it's available those other 2 ways. And then, we had our Monday morning miracle call. I got to say, it's better than a double cappuccino to start your morning and your week off right. It's just such a wonderful, joy-filled and miracle-filled way to start your day and start your week with LifeWave. So this morning's call was no exception to that. It was actually a wonderful call, so I invite you to check it out. Power of the Patch webinar is still going strong. We have our new copperpeptidebreakthrough.com website. We're working over the November, December to be modifying our liveyounger.com website. There's some new videos and new marketing materials that are going to be coming down from the company's marketing department, some edits. And as soon as they're available, we'll be loading them up. But right now, it's business as usual. So continue as you are, as you were, and enjoy this holiday season and get ready for Black Friday.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I will say that we do know what the Black Friday specials are, but we're not supposed to say. But just know that your business is going to grow. They're really, really good.
It's going to grow. It's a really great Black Friday special. I promise you that.
Yeah. And for those of you that are going for the higher ranks and wanting to get to senior director and executive to get on those trips, it will be very helpful to do that. So that's a wonderful thing too. And I do want to thank you, Ravel, as always. She put a post in there for next week on November 22nd on Live Younger Zoom. She was promoting JJ. Her materials is invaluable. I mean, because this is a personal development program with a compensation plan, we all have things, and I love going to JJ because she can see what my obstacles are. So whenever I, am up against something, I know she's going to help me get through it because she can see what I can't and help dissolve it to gracefully move forward. So she's going to help us with, making the connection and the heart-to-heart connection and how to do that in a way, because it's a stretch for some people to talk to people you don't know. It's a stretch for some people to, it's a reaching out of their comfort zone to share something that is so valuable, and she'll give you some tools to make it easier. So, anything else,
Guaranteed.
honey?
No, I
Yeah.
think that brings it to a wrap. And, we're right at the bottom of the hour. Try and keep these calls around 30 minutes and mission accomplished. So again,
Right.
thanks, Jen Allen. Thanks, Adele. That was wonderful. And, we're starting with, with growth. Here, forward we grow.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Good
Bye-bye.
night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
You can unmute. Oh, no, you can't unmute. This is a
Out
Zoom.
here.
I goofed. Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, thank you.